the greatest education that I could have was I knew nothing. And that's what college taught me. The capacity to say when I was done with my 5 years that I didn't know anything. And then I started my education. At Cornell, I never read anything. I graduated in '55. I was in Korea on the front line, albeit in the armistice line, but living in a tent for 2 years with nothing to do, totally bored. It was the first year of the vintage paperbacks. So you had Alain Fournier, The Wanderer, you had Huis Clos, you had Camus, Sartre, Gide, all of the early vintage paperbacks. And my brother just kept sending these to me as they came out. I had the collection from 1 to 30 or whatever. And I would just read these books. And it was like opening a new world to me. I mean, I completely changed, and I had 2 years to do nothing. There was nothing I could do. I'm not very good in music, not very good in science, not really that very good in art. I love seeing art more than I like seeing architecture. Love film. Film is more important. But my main focus is literary, philosophical, and filmic, let's say. And I do not believe you can do architecture and not have ideas that come out of the culture in some way. So therefore, my idea of reading may be like somebody going to concerts. My friend Kurt Foster goes to music all the time. Jeff Kipnis plays the piano 2 hours a day. Leon Krier plays the piano 2 hours a day. So everybody has some other discourse that informs their ideas about architecture. It's part of the being of these people. If there hadn't been the 4 books of Palladio, nobody would have cared about Palladio. A book lasts longer than a building. Books are more important in the world than buildings. And without Venturi's complexity and contradiction, there would be no Bob Venturi. Without Rem's Delirious New York, that's why I have them on the list. Without Le Corbusier's Veils en Architecture, the books that I mentioned made those architects. Without those books, they wouldn't be. There's no such thing as paper architecture. All architecture is about ideas, whether it's on paper or built. Just because we have computers today doesn't mean that we still don't have architecture about ideas. The recession isn't going to change anything. The people that think about architecture will always think about ideas. Those are the people that matter. I read enough to know I love when people take the word and turn it into something more than a sentence, that more than just an idea, that it resonates in some way. And I believe that's what architecture does. There are ideas, there are functions, there are words, but when you hit something, it's like reading a beautiful book. The ones that I'm interested in sum up a moment in time for me that's quite significant to my understanding of how I come to be where I am. Let's take Pynchon. Gravity's Rainbow is the best example of a person who caught a moment in time which was very important to me, that is the 70s. The 10 years between 68 and 78 were, to me, in New York, the most fantastic 10 years, next to 23 to 33 in Berlin of the century. And to me, that time was very important to me. It was the time at the Institute, the time where I reached a certain level of maturity, and my family was growing up. My being, I became somebody. And Pynchon describes that 10 years in an incredibly lucid, poetic way. I believe in order to enjoy life to the fullest, some people need to read. Other people need to fix things. I can't fix things, right? Other people need to know how to fix the computer when it crashes, right? Some people know how to fix a leak in a roof. Some people need to change, something, whatever. But that's what they need to do. That doesn't mean the world is better. It just means that's what they are.